What's up, guys? Just thought I'd run you through kind of how I get my bike ready when I'm done. And to be honest with you, I'm pretty lazy when I get done riding. I usually wait a week before I wash anything. But figured I'd do a quick time lapse, and I'm also playing around with some of the features on this camera to get some better quality renders on YouTube. So I went from 1080 to 2.7. But anyways, I'll do a quick time lapse and kind of some things I do and check over, make sure we're good to go for potentially tomorrow if it doesn't rain. Alright, so just before we get started, just a couple things I generally have on hand. SC1 for the plastics when we're done. Good chain cleaner. I've had good luck with the Pro Honda line. Foam cannon, and I just have regular car wash and soap in here, nothing special, and then a couple brushes for the chain. I don't really get into scrubbing it down. I'll try and get the wheels good. I like to keep them clean, but as far as like really scrubbing the frame and stuff, the pressure washer and foam cannon does a pretty good job. And I don't have anything special, just Ryobi pressure washer, certainly better than a garden hose. And then I will tape up the air box, and the exhaust plug doesn't fit because of the spark arrestor, so I'll tape that up. And rule of thumb, just try and keep the pressure at any of the linkages and any place that you wouldn't want water. And we'll get into a time lapse here. Alright, once washing's done, generally just take a air blower or a leaf blower and just now, it's not perfect. As you can see, missed a spot there. I'll go ahead and clean it up with the rag. We'll hit it with some SC1. Let my air compressor recharge for a minute. But mostly air drying. It's like 85 out. You know, hit some of this with the rag. It's not perfect. It's a dirt bike hub. Hit that with the rag. Full detail. But and then I'll hit the foot pegs with some WD. Just kind of work it in. I'll wipe that down here in a second. We'll get the chain lube. I just like to generally make sure the chain's pretty dry when I hit it with chain lube, and then I'll hit some of this stuff with a rag and some SC1, and we'll go over it. This thing likes to vibrate bolts loose no matter how much I Loctite them. These are notorious for coming loose. This exhaust likes to come loose, and I've Loctited everything in place, but it still comes loose. I've even had these bolts vibrate loose, and then I generally just kind of check the spokes over real quick. I mean, I don't go too crazy. I don't see anything that's loose. Check the front real quick. Just kind of grab them at random. I'll do this before I ride too. None of these really feel... Oh. No. Good. Thought I had one. Just kind of grab all around them. I mean, you can feel if they're loose. These look pretty good. Just kind of give everything a once over. Hour meter up there. And I'll generally start it, let it run. And I may play with the chain. I generally run it a little bit looser. Never had any issues with that on any of my things I've had over the years. However, running it too tight will, particularly when the suspension swing arm's going down, will really put a load on this output shaft bearing here from the transmission. So I generally run inch. I think the factory says about 1.5 inches. Maybe I'll measure it later, but yeah, it may be time. This chain's got about 30 hours on it. It may be time to replace it, but and the sprockets too. Went ahead and pulled the airbox cover off, or lid, sorry, and just kind of wiping it down. This area generally stays pretty dusty, just from the air filter oil and whatnot, but we try and keep it clean the best we can. Let's move this stuff. I really need to replace these plastics, but they work. Let's kind of wipe her down. So that is Tusk air filter with Tusk air filter oil, and to be honest, I don't think there's a Tusk product that I've bought that's really been junk. I mean, I have their clutch lever, I have their actual clutch cable. I have good luck with their air filters. When I pull it off, the air box is perfectly clean. I usually use no toil, but I decided to give their stuff a try. It's about half the price, so we'll see. But I've never had a problem with getting air and sand and dirt in the air box. Just wipe it down here. I mean, to be honest, I wanted to ride tomorrow. I may just leave it. I'm generally the kind of guy that changes his air filter every ride, but I only went for, I started at 21.3 hours and I'm at 24.4, so I think I could probably go do a couple 15-minute motos and be all right. Because if I wash this thing will not be dry tomorrow. And generally, believe it or not, a dirty air filter actually filters better than a clean one. But there does become a point in time where it's too dirty. So I think we'll be okay. Because I mean, when I go to the dunes, I put more hours on the filter than 1.3. I went to the dunes and I'll put a good 3 or 4 hours on a single filter, but I do run a filter skin on it to try and help with sand, and no issues there. And we'll move it into the garage after we throw some SC1 on it and loop the chain up. All right, seats back on. We'll just spray her down with some see one here. Shine her up. Yeah. New microfiber, and just kind of wipe it, rub it in. Not bad. Kind of gets a nice, really helps with black. And I'll tighten the seat down here in a minute. But we're pretty much done. And then I'll try and throw a little up in here to help with mud sticking. I'll do the same up front here. Yeah, we get a lot of mud that sticks up there too. Oh, I'll use my dirty one here. Try and clean this exhaust up a little. Now this is an aftermarket pipe, and looks like the tire does rub a little bit on it, but that's alright. It hasn't really been a huge issue, and I don't see any abnormal wear on the tire here. So we'll send it. And that is clean enough for me to go riding tomorrow. As far as chain lubes go, I got two. This chain wax works great in like super sandy conditions because it's not super oily. And I run this when I'm riding the dunes. I went twice last year and this stuff worked really well. This stuff I run, just nothing crazy, Lucas chain lube for or anything similar for just normal dirt and moto tracks. Now this stuff does make a little bit more of a mess, but I do feel like it, particularly the sprockets, the chain wax is just so dry. I feel like it doesn't really give the sprockets any lubrication, so that's where I think this stuff kind of wins. Wins on lubrication, loses on mess. Bigger mess, less lubrication, but I have no science to back that up. Just kind of a humanly observation. And yeah, we're gonna get ready to put her away. All right, we're back in the garage, and I kind of set this little thing up. It's a piece from a spray nozzle from another can, and then it just gives you that perfect 90 to go on the inside here. And I'll generally, I'm not going to be able to do this on camera, but I'll kind of lift the back up, roll the tire, and just hit the inside with it. Get a pretty good coat on it. Let it sink in, and then I'll take a rag and clean up any mess and send it. I'm curious if anyone else has any input on what chain lube they use. Go ahead and drop it in the comments, and we'll see you next time.